Some people survive pain, loss, and unimaginable suffering, while others break under far less weight. What makes the difference is not strength, not luck, and not intelligence. It is meaning. When life takes everything away, meaning is the one thing that can still keep a person alive. Today's story is not about motivation. It is about survival, dignity, and the quiet strength of the human spirit. Hey everyone, welcome back to Inspired Pages. On this channel, we explore books that do not just motivate us, but ground us, challenge us, and sometimes remind us why life is worth living. In our previous videos, we talked about success, belief, money, and mindset. Today, we are opening a book that goes far deeper than success. Today's story is about survival, suffering, and finding meaning even in the darkest moments of life. The book is called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. This is not a book written from imagination. It is written from experience. Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist and a survivor of Nazi concentration camps during the Second World War. He lost his family, his freedom, his dignity, and almost his life. Yet from that unimaginable suffering, he discovered one powerful truth: a person can survive almost anything if they have a reason to live. The story begins with Frankl being taken to a concentration camp. Everything was stripped away: his name, his profession, and his belongings. Prisoners were treated as numbers, not as human beings. Every day was filled with hunger, cold, humiliation, and fear. Death was everywhere. Yet Frankl noticed something unusual. Some prisoners gave up quickly, while others somehow endured. They suffered the same pain and faced the same cruelty, but their inner response was different. Frankl observed that those who lost hope, those who felt life had no meaning, often did not survive. But those who found meaning, even in small things, were stronger than their circumstances. He realized that suffering itself is not what destroys us. It is suffering without meaning. Frankl writes that even in the worst conditions, humans still have one freedom: the freedom to choose their attitude. Guards could control their bodies, but not their thoughts. This inner freedom, this ability to choose dignity over despair, was something no one could take away. Frankl tells stories of prisoners who shared their last piece of bread, who comforted others, and who maintained kindness in a place built on cruelty. These small acts prove that humanity can survive anywhere. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is this: life is not about what we expect from life, but about what life expects from us. Frankl believed that meaning is not something we invent, it is something we discover. Meaning can be found in three ways: through work by creating something meaningful, through love by caring deeply for another person, and through suffering by choosing how we respond to pain. Frankl himself survived by holding on to meaning. He imagined finishing his research, teaching others, and helping people understand their inner strength. That vision kept him alive. He believed that as long as a person has a purpose, they can endure almost any hardship. The book introduces a concept called logotherapy, a form of therapy focused on meaning. Frankl believed many people suffer not because of mental illness, but because they feel their life has no purpose. When people lose meaning, they feel empty, lost, and disconnected. Frankl teaches that happiness cannot be chased directly. It appears naturally when life has meaning. He warns against living only for pleasure or success, because pleasure fades and success can disappear. But meaning gives life depth, even during pain. One of the most striking lessons in the book is that suffering is unavoidable, but despair is optional. When suffering has meaning, it becomes a source of strength. Frankl does not glorify pain, and he does not say suffering is good. He says suffering can be meaningful if it is faced with courage. The book ends with a quiet but powerful message. No matter how dark life becomes, no matter how much is taken from you, you always have the power to choose who you become. Man's Search for Meaning is not an easy book, but it is an important one. It reminds us that life will test us many times. And when it does, the question will not be why this is happening to me. The question will be what life is asking of me now. If this story moved you or made you reflect on your own life, make sure to subscribe to Inspired Pages. Here, we explore books that strengthen the soul and help us find clarity in chaos. Share this video with someone who is struggling or searching for direction, because sometimes hope does not come from changing our situation. It comes from changing how we face it. This is Inspired Pages. Hold on to meaning, choose courage, and keep going.